Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something different. Usually I talk about investing, personal finance, and taxes, but today I want to talk about getting out of debt. If you're struggling under a pile of credit card debt, student loans, a car loan, whatever it is, it feels impossible. It feels overwhelming. So today I am gonna lay out exactly what I did when I owed $40,000 to become 100% debt-free. The problem with debt is that it's tempting. Like it's almost always cheaper to buy something on a credit card than to pay for it outright, and I fell into that trap hard. Before I knew it, I was underwater with over $40,000 to pay back. I had about $2,000 on one credit card, $8,500 on another. I had a car loan. I had student loans. It was a mess. It felt like no matter how much I paid, everything went to interest and the principal never went down. That's exactly what we're gonna fix today. In this video, I'm gonna share the exact step-by-step process that I used to tackle that debt. No, it doesn't have anything to do with complex math or investing skills. It's actually all about psychology. Does it ever feel like no matter how hard you work, you're just treading water? That every payment you make just goes to interest and the principal never seems to budge? You're not alone. I was right there with you. Staring down $40,000 in a mix of credit card debt, car loans, and student loans. It felt impossible until I discovered a method that isn't about math. It's about psychology. This is the exact step-by-step plan I used to become debt-free. And it all starts with what's called the Debt Snowball Method. It's simple. You line up all your debts from the smallest balance to the largest balance. You focus all your extra cash on the smallest debt while making just the minimum payments on the others. When that smallest debt is gone, you take all the money you were paying on it and you snowball it onto the next smallest debt. When that one is gone, you snowball again and again until every single debt is crushed. But why does this work? Well, on paper, it's not the best strategy. Pure mathematicians will tell you to pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first. That's the Debt Avalanche method, and on paper, it saves you a little more on interest. But here's the truth. Getting out of debt isn't a math problem, it's a behavior problem. We don't fail because we're bad at math. We fail because we lose motivation. The Debt Snowball Method gives you quick wins. That feeling of actually closing an account is addicting. It gives you the motivation to keep going. Before we dive in, let's get organized. Step 1 is all about facing the numbers. Get everything out in the open. List the creditor, the total balance, the minimum payment, and the interest rate. But then, ignore the interest rates and sort this list from smallest to largest. Here's a pro tip. If you have multiple credit cards with large balances, call the company and ask them to lower your interest rate. Most will do it just because you asked. Next, you need to face your spending. This is the hardest part, finding extra money. You need to do a brutal audit of your budget. Where can you cut? Can you pause a subscription? Can you do a no-spend month on eating out? Every dollar you find is fuel for your snowball. The goal is to find a specific, recurring amount of money you can throw at your smallest debt every single month. Maybe it's $50, maybe it's $100, maybe it's $300. Whatever it is, commit to that number. Now, for me, that extra cash was about $300 a month. I cut out Starbucks, I stopped Uber Eats, I canceled subscriptions I forgot I had. My first debt was a $2,000 credit card. It was gone in under 7 months. Now, remember, the whole point is to find motivation. So when you pay off that first debt, do something to celebrate. Go for a walk in the park, treat yourself to a nice meal. You earned it. Now, take the entire amount you were paying on that first debt, the minimum plus the extra, and add it to the minimum payment of your next debt. Now you're attacking debt number 2 with $335 instead of just its $120 minimum. Feel how that snowball is already growing. Keep going. Eventually, your debt payments will be so small compared to your income that you'll be able to pay them off well ahead of schedule. This method takes a little longer than the Avalanche method, but the reason I prefer it is because it keeps you motivated and consistent. If you see progress, you'll be more likely to stick with it. And once you get that snowball rolling, it becomes a monster, so let's walk through a full example. Remember, the first step was to list our debts from smallest to largest balance. The second step was to find our extra cash by cutting unnecessary spending. Let's say we found $200 every single month that we could put towards our debt, and now we're ready to roll. Our smallest debt is our $320 credit card, so we gonna make the minimum payment of $35 plus our $200 of extra cash for a grand total of $235. With that extra cash, we're gonna pay it off in just over a month. In fact, we'll actually pay it off on March. Woohoo! Victory! Now, remember, celebrate that win, no matter how small. And after that, we gonna take the $235 that we were paying on that first debt and apply it to our next smallest debt, which is our $8,500 car loan. Now we're paying $260 every month instead of the $120 minimum. And because we're paying so much more, we'll actually pay it off a month early on August. Once again, we celebrate and we snowball. This time, we're gonna use the $260 to attack our $9,400 credit card debt, paying it off in less than 6 months. And finally, we go after our largest debt, our $19,000 student loan, paying it off in just under a year and a half. Now, let me give you a quick overview of some mistakes to avoid. First, don't sacrifice your emergency fund. The entire point of an emergency fund is to prevent debt. So before you start any of this, you should save up at least $1,000 in an emergency fund. If an unexpected expense comes up and you have to borrow money, you'll end up right back where you started. Second, don't be discouraged if a month gets tough. Life happens. Maybe you get sick or maybe your car breaks down. Don't beat yourself up if you miss a payment or two, just get back on track as soon as you can. And third, don't go at this blindly. You need to track your progress. Knowing where you stand keeps you motivated and makes adjustments easier. So I created something to help you out. I know spreadsheets aren't exciting, but they're effective. So I've made a super simple free debt snowball tracker. It does all the math for you. All you have to do is plug in your numbers and it will show you your exact debt-free date. It's completely free, no email required. The link is in the description below. This method works, but you need a plan. To make it stupidly easy for you, I've built a free debt snowball tracker in Google Sheets. It does all the math for you. All you have to do is plug in your numbers and it will show you your exact debt-free date. It's completely free, no email required. The link is clear, bold text on screen. Free Debt Snowball Tracker. And now for the most important part, the call to action. Are you with me? Are you ready to join me on this journey? Let me know in the comments below. Share this video with somebody who needs it. And let's crush that debt together. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.